The chosen one, this is a message from God, and it is urgent if you are watching this, because God is calling you to stop having sex. You are not chosen because of lust. You are chosen for a purpose greater than the desires you have, because sex is pulling you away from God's plan for your life. Sex drains your energy, clouding your mind and leading you down a path of spiritual death. It is time to stop. God knows what you do not understand. If you do not stop now, you are in danger of losing your purpose. The taunts of your haters may have a seed of truth because of your inability to control your sexual desires. This angers God and pushes you further away from the transformation He has planned for you. For many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 22 verse 14. God knows your urges, but these desires are not more important than God's call on your life. When you keep giving and you are allowing yourself to be consumed spiritually, but when you stop, you will witness a change. Your energy will return. Your mind will be clear and your physical health will improve. You will become younger and more aligned with God's purpose. Do you believe you are chosen by God? Type "I am ready" in the comments section if you would like to receive this message. Your true love will find you, and the transformation that has been hindered by lust will finally begin. It's time to stop. If you don't, you risk losing all that God has planned for you. Before we dive in, hit the like, subscribe button to help us reach 10,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 999 to show your commitment to this change. If you are truly the chosen one, you will watch this movie till the end. Stay with me, because what is about to happen could change everything for you. Now let's begin. In there, the voice of God is strong and steadfast as it calls out to the chosen ones. Those who heed His guidance. You have been chosen for a divine mission, a purpose far greater than any worldly desire. God speaks not to condemn, but to save. Your spiritual path is sacred, and it cannot be weighed down by fleeting distractions. Natural sexual desire as it is must not be overshadowed. Your higher calling to indulge in physical desire is there the risk of losing the core essence of your soul purpose. The simple choice is to align with God's command, and you will be free from the spiritual decay that comes from letting desires rule your life. When we focus on our higher mission, we tap into a source of energy that transcends all earthly pleasures, but when we succumb to the pull of temptation, we lose pieces of ourselves. Passion will destroy the connection you have with the divine. The longer you ignore God's directive, the deeper you sink into the abyss of spiritual death, where your soul's light fades and your purpose becomes a distant memory. This is not a warning to frighten you, but an urgent plea to protect what is most precious to you. Perfume is now the time to heed God's call. Flee sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the sexually immoral person sins against his own body. 1 Corinthians 6 verse 18. The world may tempt you with pleasures, but nothing can compare to the satisfaction you will feel when you walk the path of righteousness. True life begins when you stop chasing fleeting desires and open yourself to God's eternal wisdom. As a chosen one, you were born for something much deeper than fleeting carnal pleasures. Your journey is sacred, and it cannot be derailed by desires that only distract you. Have you ever felt empty or distant spiritually after giving in to temptation? Share your thoughts. You were chosen not for worldly gratification, but to carry the torch of spiritual awakening for those who have not seen the truth. God's love for you is immense and unconditional, but He knows that for you to fulfill your purpose, you must rise above the pull of temptation. Think of all the great leaders, sages, and prophets throughout history. None of them achieved greatness by prioritizing physical pleasure. They understood that true power lies in discipline, self-mastery. Your mission is no different than the healing power to inspire and lead that comes from within you. The ability to rise above the worldly and connect with the divine. For every moment you waste chasing temporary gratification is a moment of losing your higher calling. You were not chosen for desire, you were chosen for a higher purpose. Be holy, for I am holy. 1 Peter 1 verse 16. Your guidance and strength. When you rise above lust, you will find clarity and strength to step into your true purpose. Sexual desires are not inherently evil, but when they take precedence in your spiritual journey, they become poison to your soul. Each person. When you indulge in lust, you are giving up a part of your energy, your life force, and your connection to God. This energy is for something greater, something that will lift you to new heights. Instead, it is being drained by a pursuit that leads nowhere but the spiritual emptiness of EMP. Consider this. Every indulgence in lust leaves you feeling empty even after the physical pleasure has passed. That is because sex, when not aligned with your higher purpose, becomes a thief of your soul. It demands more than just your physicality. The energy it robs you of your spiritual clarity. Emotional balance and spiritual vitality. What once seemed like a temporary release eventually becomes a weight pulling you away from the divine light. To embrace your true purpose, you must stop this cycle. When you stop feeding your desires, you begin to reclaim the energy that was once wasted. You will experience a surge in creative vitality and clear mind. With each passing day of abstinence, you become stronger and more in tune with your spiritual calling, letting go of what drains you and opening your heart soul about what elevates your spirit. You may not fully understand why God is asking you to stop engaging in sexual activity, but trust that His wisdom surpasses anything you can understand. He sees what you cannot see. He understands the long-term consequences of indulging your urges. While the world tells you that your desires are natural and must be fulfilled, God knows that they are distractions that can cloud your vision and lead you astray. He is calling you to a higher purpose that requires your full attention and dedication. He condemns you the natural desires He created you with, but He also knows that pursuing these desires can become a powerful destructive force if left unchecked. Your purpose is divine, and to fulfill it you must rise above the distractions of the flesh. Just as a sharp blade must be untainted by rust to function at its best, your soul must also be untainted by worldly desires to fulfill your highest calling, which is to believe in God's plan even if you do not understand the reason behind His command. His vision, much greater than anything you can comprehend. By following His will, you will align yourself with a power that will carry you through the trials of this world and fulfill your divine mission. Do you believe that God has a higher calling for your life? Comment, I am ready for my mission. Many people fail to see the truth about sex. It is often portrayed as the ultimate goal, something to be pursued and enjoyed, but the truth is much more insidious. Sexual abuse becomes a tool of the enemy designed to drain your life force and distract you from your true mission. It is a trap, a bait that leads you down a spiritual path of distraction and weakening. The enemy knows how strong you are, and it knows that the quickest way to derail your divine mission is to entangle you in the web of lust. When you give in to sexual urges, you lose some of your focused energy and strength. Your mind becomes clouded, your heart becomes restless, and your spiritual connection weakens. But once you see the truth that sex, when abused, is just a distraction, you can break free. You can control your energy, your thoughts, and your destiny will no longer be held captive by desires that do not lead you where. Instead, you will enter a new level of focus and clarity of power that will empower you to fulfill your divine purpose. God does not call sex a sin because He does not accept human nature, but because He understands it has the potential to drain you of everything that makes you powerful. When you indulge in sexual activity without understanding its spiritual significance, you disconnect yourself from the divine energy that sustains you. Every time you indulge in lust, you sacrifice a part of your spirit. Clarity, emotional power, mental power, and spiritual power. What you do not realize is that sex, when misused, becomes a tool of destruction, not creation. The mind is a powerful tool capable of incredible creativity, clarity, and vision, but when it is clouded by lust, it has the potential to be wasted. Your energy, once the aliveness and power, is dissipated, leaving you tired, unfocused, and disconnected. You may feel momentary satisfaction, but it is always followed by emptiness. Empty, a reminder that true fulfillment cannot be found in the fleeting pleasures of life. God's call to abstain from sex is not punishment but protection. It is divine wisdom that seeks to protect you from the destructive effects of lust and restore your mind, body, and soul to their highest potential. By following God's will, guidance for you to reclaim your power and become more aligned with your spirituality, destiny. Sexual activity, while natural, can cloud your connection to your higher calling. It creates a fog of distraction that makes it harder for you to hear God's voice and follow His guidance. The more you engage in sexual activity, the more you lose touch with your spiritual purpose, the greater the desires of your body become. Out of the whispers of your soul, consider how much energy and focus you have devoted to the pursuit of physical pleasure. In your time, your thoughts, your actions are consumed by desire. When you put this above your spiritual journey, you will not be able to hear the call of the divine to guide you. It is like trying to listen to a gentle voice in the middle of a storm. Your focus is too scattered, your heart is too consumed by the distractions of the world. But when you stop chasing desire, you begin to hear God more clearly, feel His presence more deeply, and align with your higher purpose more fully. The clarity that comes from abstinence is profound. It is not a loss, but a gain, an opening to something greater than anything you could achieve through indulgence. When sex becomes a priority, it can lead you down a dangerous path, a path that ultimately leads to spiritual death. This is not the kind of death that comes from physical harm, but a more spiritual. 6. The more insidious kind is the death of your connection to the divine, the the death of your true purpose and the death of your soul vitality. The more you indulge in lust, the further you stray from the light that was given to you. Your higher calling is divine, that is why you were chosen, and it demands your total dedication. The temptation to put physical desires above your spiritual journey may seem overwhelming at times, but know that it is nothing but an illusion. True fulfillment does not come from the fleeting pleasures of the body, but from the deep eternal peace that comes from fulfilling His divine purpose. The path to spiritual death is not a sudden fall, but a gradual erosion of the soul, one passion at a time. But there is still hope the moment you turn away from your desires and put your energies back into your divine mission. The path to spiritual rebirth opens before you by choosing to of God. You choose life, you choose the path that leads to complete joy and a deep connection with your soul's true purpose. Time for a change. This moment has come for you to take control of your spiritual journey. God's message is clear: to stop before it's too late. The distractions of lust may seem appealing, but they are leading you off the path of righteousness. If you continue down this path, there is a risk of losing your soul's core purpose, but there is always a chance to turn back. It's not too late to change course. God's grace is infinite, and He is always ready to welcome you back into the light by choosing to stop engaging in sexual activity, or choosing to reclaim your energy, your focus, and your divine mission. You are entering a new era of spiritual growth where your soul's true purpose shines brightly. The change may seem difficult, but the rewards are immeasurable in taking this step. You are aligning with a power greater than yourself, a power that will guide you, protect you, and help you fulfill your destiny. Trust in God's plan and take the first step towards a renewed, powerful spiritual journey. Ignoring God's path comes with serious consequences that last far beyond mere physical discomfort. When you put desire above your spiritual purpose, you risk losing your power, vitality, and connection to the divine over time, which leads to a slow spiritual death. Your divine mission becomes obscured, your energy is depleted, and you are lost in the labyrinth of desires that lead nowhere. Every time you choose desire over spirituality, you lose a little more of your connection to the divine. You drift further and further away from your true purpose until you finally find yourself adrift, spiritually dead. The light that once guided you fades, and you try to find your way back, but there is still hope. God's grace is endless, and it is never too late to turn back. By following His path, you can regain your power, your clarity, and your divine connection. The choice is yours. Continue down the path of destruction or embrace the life God has prepared for you. Overcoming lust is not easy. It requires discipline, strength, and a steadfast commitment to your higher purpose, but in this battle you will transform. When you choose to abstain from sexual activity, you open the door to a deeper level of personal growth. Your energy is no longer consumed by fleeting desires, but instead it is harnessed for your true calling. He who is patient is better than the mighty, and he who restrains himself than he who conquers a city. Proverbs 16 verse 32. As you gain control of your sexual urges, you enter a new phase in your spiritual journey. You begin to experience a rebirth, a new beginning where your mind is clearer, your body is more energized, and your soul is more connected to the divine. This transformation is not just physical but mental, emotional, and spiritual. You become more powerfully in tune with your true purpose, and as you align with it, your life begins to change in miraculous ways. It may feel like a sacrifice at first, but the rewards are immense. The strength you gain from overcoming your desires will carry you through any challenge you face, and you will experience a level of spiritual fulfillment that most people cannot even imagine. The spiritual rebirth you experience when you abstain from sex is unlike anything you have ever known before. It is not just mental or emotional clarity, but a complete renewal of your entire being. Your physical health improves, your mind becomes sharper, and your soul becomes more vibrant than ever. Do you believe that self-mastery makes you stronger? Enter I Master Myself if you agree. This transformation is the result of redirecting energy that was wasted on desire to a higher purpose. Your vitality increases as your life is replenished, and you will notice yourself feeling more alive, more energetic, and more focused on your spiritual mission. Your body, mind, and soul working together to create a powerful synergy that enables you to fulfill your divine calling. You not only physically but also mentally, you will feel more alive than ever, with a sense of clarity that allows you to see the world through a new lens. The distractions that once clouded your vision will disappear, and you can focus fully on what is truly important. When you stop engaging in sexual activity, you create a space for purity to enter your heart and mind. This purity is not just about avoiding temptation but also about aligning yourself with the divine energy that flows through all of your creation. Your thoughts become clearer, your emotions are more balanced, and your heart is open to the love that God always wants to pour into you. Purity does not mean perfection but alignment. It means choosing the path that brings you closer to God and further away from the distractions of this world. As you purify your heart and mind, you open yourself up to a deeper connection with your true self and with the divine. This purity becomes the foundation for all that you do, and it will lead you to a life of peace, clarity, and spirituality. The benefits of doing so are immense. As your heart and mind become clearer, you will experience a deeper sense of love not only for others but also for yourself and for the divine purpose that is unfolding in your life. You will feel more connected to God's love, and you will radiate that love to the world around you. The world tells you that love and prosperity comes from physical desire and material success, but true love, the pure, eternal and fulfilling one, comes from within. When you stop indulging in sex, you free yourself from the distractions that are holding you back from discovering your true self. This self-awareness is the foundation of true love, the kind of love that transcends temporary emotions and material gain. When you stop prioritizing sex, you create space for unconditional and spiritual love. You become more in tune with your love desire is truly aligned with your higher calling. This clarity allows you to attract relationships and opportunities to you that are not based on physical attraction or superficial gain but on true connection and divine purpose. Prosperity follows when you are aligned with your purpose. Your focus becomes sharper, your energy becomes more clearly directed, and you attract abundance, whether it is love, wealth, or success. True prosperity is not just about financial gain but also about aligning with God's plan for your life and living in harmony with His will. The enemy of your divine purpose is cunning. They know that the quickest way to derail your spiritual journey is through sexual desire, which is a weapon used to distract you from your higher calling, pulling you into a world of temporary gratification and spiritual disconnection. But those chosen by God are not weak. You have been given the power to resist, to overcome and rise above. The enemies you encounter may try to tempt you with lust, using it as a tool to weaken your resolve and deflect your path. But remember this: you are stronger than any temptation. God has given you the power to resist, and when you choose to walk in His light, the weapons of the enemy will be powerless against you. The key to overcoming these attacks is to focus on your higher calling. Do not allow the distractions of lust to pull you from your true path. Keep your heart and mind aligned with God's purpose, and you will find victory over every enemy that seeks to destroy you. You were born to be great, but you find yourself constantly being pulled into earthly distractions. Sex in its purest form is a beautiful act, but when it takes center stage in your life, it becomes an obstacle to your divine mission. Your higher calling requires focused energy and devotion. When you prioritize sex over your purpose, you begin to slowly disconnect from your divine self. The mission is that every time you indulge in lust, your spiritual energy is depleted and your connection to the higher realms weakens. This is a reality that many people do not acknowledge, but it is the truth that God wants you to face. The world telling you that the pursuit of physical pleasure is normal, even necessary, but this could not be further from the truth. True fulfillment will come when you follow God's plan for your life. When you resist the urge to put sex at the center of your existence, you make room for spiritual growth. Your desires no longer control you. Instead, you take charge of your destiny as you walk the path God has laid out for you. That path is one of purpose. Divine connection and sexual power is not the ultimate goal, it is just a temporary distraction. True fulfillment for your existence lies in your spiritual connection to God, your service to humanity, and your mission, the destiny you were chosen to fulfill. When you stop focusing on immediate gratification, you open yourself up to a deeper, more profound joy that transcends physical pleasure. By embracing your true joy you will find that your mind becomes clearer, your purpose becomes clearer, and your life is filled with energy you have never experienced before. This change is not just physical but a complete transformation of your entire being. Stop looking for happiness in lust and start looking for it in your spiritual awakening. True love is not found in lust but in pure connection and spiritual bonding. Desire leads you down the path of superficial attraction and fleeting pleasure, whereas true love is built on mutual respect, trust, and deep emotional and spiritual connection. When you are constantly chasing lust, you are blind to the true love that Awaits you. Lust makes you focus on the body, whereas true love transcends the body and connects you to the soul. The love you seek cannot be found in fleeting pleasures. It is found in the purity of your heart, the purity of your mind, and the alignment of your spirit with God's purpose. Desire clouds your ability to recognize true love because it makes you focus on what temporary is better than what is permanent. When you choose to stop wanting, you clear the way for true love to enter your life. True love is not something you can force or manipulate. It comes when you are ready for it, and you are only ready when you have purified your heart and mind, when you have removed the distractions of selfish desires and cravings. The moment you stop pursuing temporary pleasures, you open yourself to the love that is always there for you. Think about this: every time you satisfy your desires, you feel empty even after the physical pleasure has passed. Do not love the world or what is in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. 1 John 2 verses 15 to 16. Have you ever felt exhausted after pursuing temporary pleasures? Share your experience. God has a pure, unconditional, and eternal love for you, but you must first let go of the distractions that prevent you from receiving it. Only then can you experience the true love that will transform your life. There will always be people who mock you, who laugh at your commitment to spiritual growth, and who dismiss your efforts to follow the path of abstinence. They may ridicule your decision to stop indulging in sexual passions, thinking it is unnecessary or even foolish, but they do not know that their ridicule has consequences. God's wisdom is beyond human understanding, and when you choose to follow His path, you do so because you trust His plan and not the opinions of others. Others, those who mock the path you are on, may soon find themselves trapped in the same cycle they laugh at. As you rise above your energy desires and the spiritual connection grows stronger, while those who mock you remain trapped in their pursuit of fleeting pleasures, never experiencing the true peace and power that comes from spiritual connection. What was once a source of mockery becomes a truth they cannot escape. As you follow God's guidance, you are stepping into a life of purpose and transforming. Those who mock you may never understand your journey, but that does not make your path any less real or meaningful. Over time, they will see the results of your transformation in the peace, clarity, and power that comes from walking in the light of God, staying focused, steadfast, and knowing that the mockers will eventually see the truth. The path you have chosen is the path to true fulfillment. As you stop engaging in sexual activity, you open the door to your inner strength. Your energy that was drained by lustful desires is now redirected to building your mental and physical strength. This transformation may not happen immediately, but over time you will notice the changes. Your mind becomes clearer, your spirit becomes stronger, and your body begins to heal. The strength that you have always had within you now comes to the surface. Abstinence from sex is not a punishment but a tool to release the immense power that already exists within you. When you stop dedicating your energy to fleeting desires, you allow yourself to tap into the infinite life force and wisdom that God has placed within you. You become more focused, stronger, and more aligned with the divine purpose for your life. This power is not just physical but emotional and spiritual as well. As your mind is purified and your body is healed, the moment you stop feeding your desires, you begin to regain your power. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8 verse 32, you will begin to feel more focused in controlling your emotions and more confident in your ability to face any challenge. Your transformation will become evident to those around you as well. Your energy and power radiates from within. By choosing abstinence, you are not denying yourself the joy, you are unleashing your true potential and stepping into the fullness of who you have always longed for. Is a chain that keeps you bound to temporary the pleasures prevent you from fully embracing your higher calling. Every time you indulge in desire, you become more and more a slave to your desires. These desires control you, keeping you from focusing on what is truly important to your purpose. But when you choose to stop, you break free from these chains and step into a spiritual life. Freedom. Abstinence is not a restriction but a liberation. It allows you to escape the endless cycle of cravings and indulgences and instead focus on what is truly important. When you stop feeding your desires, you free yourself to live the life you were meant to live, a life of purpose, spiritual connection, and transformation. Your energy is no longer wasted on fleeting pleasures, and you have been free to direct it towards your divine mission. The freedom you experience through abstinence is not just physical restraint but also control of your destiny. You are no longer a slave to your desires, you are the master of your energy, your mind, and your body. This newfound freedom allows you to walk in purpose, unburdened by the distractions of the world. Choose freedom today. Stop indulging in lust and unlock the life of power and transformation that awaits you when you continually devote your energy to physical desires and cravings. You deplete your spiritual reserves every day. Do you want to experience freedom from temptation? Comment, I choose purity. The moment you indulge in sex, you trade your divine energy for fleeting pleasure. It is easy to get caught up in this cycle, but it is ultimately a destructive cycle. Instead, the energy can be used to enhance your mind, body, and spirit. Burnout leaves you feeling tired and disconnected spiritually. This depletion of energy is what keeps you from expressing your true power and potential. The effects of this depletion are not immediately apparent, but over time it will affect your health, your relationships, and your connection to God. You begin to feel more lost, more unfocused, and more disconnected from your higher purpose. Your chosen mission begins to fade from your vision. Your life becomes a series of empty moments caught in a vicious cycle of lust and desire, never fully satisfied. But the moment you decide to stop indulging in sex, something magical happens. Your energy begins to return. You feel a surge of strength, clarity, and vitality. Your body begins to heal and your mind becomes sharper. You become more focused, more determined, and more aligned with the divine purpose for your life. This spiritual rebirth is something you cannot achieve through temporary pleasures. Only by staying away from distractions can you tap into the infinite limb power that lies within you. It is not just about avoiding physical pleasure, but also about taking control of your energy, taking back your divine power, and allowing yourself to become who you are meant to be. When you stop giving your energy to desire, you open up space to cultivate your true potential, to grow spiritually and connect with God on a deeper level. Every time you engage in sexual activity driven by desire, you are not only giving up physical energy but also losing your spirit. The clarity of desire clouds your judgment, distorts your thinking, and deflects your focus from what is truly important. It traps you in a vicious cycle of craving and instant gratification while your true purpose fades away. This constant distraction keeps you from having the clarity you need to fulfill your mission of thinking deeply and making decisions that are aligned with your purpose. Lust on the spiritual path hijacks your mind, drawing your attention to fleeting pleasures, making it difficult to think clearly about your goals or future. It forces you to seek external validation and satisfaction, while the more your inner spiritual needs are neglected in these desires, the more difficult it is to focus on what is truly important: your spiritual growth and alignment with God's will. God has a purpose for you, a higher calling that can only be fulfilled when you maintain focus. When you stop allowing desire to control your mind, you regain the clarity you need to stay on track. Your thinking becomes sharper, your vision becomes clearer, and your decisions are guided by wisdom instead of temporary gratification. The distractions of desire no longer cloud your mind, and you are able to think, act, and live with a new direction. The mental fog will lift and you will feel more alert, more awake, and more in tune with your divine purpose. You will be able to interact with the world around you from a place of clarity and strength, free from confusion and distraction. This transformation can happen when you choose to stop feeding your lustful desires and start focusing on what really matters in sex. What seems like a harmless addiction can have a profound impact on your physical health when you continually give in to your sexual desires and cravings. God's message is clear: stop now before it's too late. Are you ready to take control of yourself and live out the mission God has given you? If the answer is yes, comment, I choose God's path now. If this message resonates with you, please like to let me know you are standing firm in your faith. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more powerful teachings. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message today. God has called you, now is the time to respond. Comment, I am ready, to affirm your commitment.